Harry's Wife, Part 101.86. Hero Piece, Puff Piece. Warning. This is a banal puff piece. It may make your ears bleed. Warning. This is a banal puff piece. Your brain may slide out of your nostrils. Warning. This is a banal puff piece. You may lose the will to live. Hello, H.G. Tudor here, with suitable warning about the banal nature of what you're about to hear. Not, of course, my glorious delivery from your glorious narrator, as my stentorian tones gently slide into your ears and continue to educate you about narcissism, but rather the subject matter of which I speak, more accurately. We turn to the fact that it is necessary, as you know, as a consequence of the rough ride that Harry's wife has had during the funeral. No, I'm not talking about getting jiggy and making the beast with two backs at Frogmore Cottage, but rather the repeated threats to control that she experienced by the repeated wounding and challenge fuel that was doled out in her direction during the funeral period. And in order to counter that, it has been necessary for her to adopt the shopping list approach, identifying all of the things that she alleges were a load of nonsense and tackling them one by one. And then, of course, the usual PR puff pieces. And here we have another one from In Style, which joins the ranks of fashion proclamations. Amal Clooney wore dominatrix-style boots with Harry's wife's hero piece for fall. Sexy meet cozy. You have permission to vomit. This article is by Eva Thomas. Apparently, they independently research, test, review, and recommend the best products. They invite you to learn more about their process. I think I'll pass on that, thank you very much. And apparently, if you buy something to their links, you may earn a commission. It's like Mother Nature really said. Summer's over, y'all. Didn't realise that Mother Nature was from the Deep South, but hey, what do I know? The minute the official day of fall, or autumn, arrived, I had just gotten back from a trip to Los Angeles, where I was wearing dresses and bikinis while lounging by the pool. I hasten to add, that's the author of this piece, not me. And upon returning to the Big Apple, I immediately had to dig out all my fall essentials, because the temperature had dropped to the mid-50s. To say I wasn't prepared is an understatement. You could feel that this bilge is written by Harry's wife herself, as we don't really care about the author's problems with the temperature, but nevertheless, we're being told about them. Good thing Amal Clooney's latest outfit was all I needed to see to, well, feel prepared to tackle sweater weather with ease. She and husband George were spotted en route to a dinner date in New York City last week. Good for them. And, as per usual, they were #couple goals. Fucking what? Through and through. George obviously looked dapper, but all eyes were on Amal and her fall perfect fit. Her look is the perfect example that even though we technically need to cover up a bit more when the temperatures drop, you don't fucking say. I could imagine that there's some... imagine that there's a good-natured Norwegian in Tromsø immediately thinking, really? You don't say that it's necessary to consider putting more clothes on when the temperature drops? Fuck me. And undoubtedly they say that because many of them can speak English. Or there's someone in Murmansk who's there thinking, wow, thanks for that observation. Yes, it would be advisable to stick some more clothing on when the temperature drops, particularly around here, as it tends to get rather bastard cold. But there we are. Or that there's somebody lurking in Spitsbergen who similarly thinks to themselves, well, actually, it's not a bad idea to stick a bit more clothes on because it does get rather cold up here as well. Thank you for that vacuous observation. But still, this is the kind of monumental fluff that comes out of these puff pieces, and you're about to find out why. Her look is the perfect example that even though we technically need to cover up a bit more when the temperatures drop, it's still possible to look #fire. What is it with this woman and these hashtag bollocks? She wore a mid-length cream-coloured sweater dress with the trending neckline of the season, a turtleneck. Worth mentioning, Harry's wife wore a similar sleeveless turtleneck tank top dress on her The Cut cover. And we predict plenty more celebrities will step out in the style as fall progresses. Yes, once again, the puff piece, although directly mainly at Amal Clooney, has to drop Harry's wife in there, as no doubt part of the agreement that has been forged between Harry's wife's publicist and In Style to ensure that she's mentioned alongside good friend who was invited to the wedding who didn't really know why she was there, Amal Clooney. The human rights activist, not Harry's wife, styled the comfy transitional staple with an unexpected pair of boots that are incredibly sexy, giving the otherwise easygoing date night look a daring flair. Yes, we're talking about these skin-tight, thigh-high leather boots from Christian Louboutin. And no, this isn't the first time Clooney has worn these dominatrix-style shoes. Back in April, she wore the same designer footwear with a mini sweater dress and leopard print coat, and we bet she will wear them again. We're particularly fond of the juxtaposition between the cuddly, cozy sweater dress and the daring leather thigh-highs. So cozy, so sexy, and when you can achieve both in one look, it's worth a repeat wear. Plus, opting for tall leather boots like Clooney's allows you to forego tights for a little while longer, especially when you wear them with dresses and skirts of all lengths. It's no wonder other celebs like Margot Robbie love the thigh-high boot trend too. It's sexy and practical. Shop sexy, knee-high leather boots below, and get ready to Chanel your daring side. Well, thank you for that. And, of course, if you've any interest in the prices, well, I haven't, so I'm not going to bother telling you. But the fact is that Amal Clooney is held up here as stylish wearing the hero piece. But it has to be the case that Harry's wife gets mentioned in the headline and in the body of the work because, of course, we all know that she is a fashion icon and has to be seen in the same company of Amal Clooney for the purposes of that character trait acquisition, that she hold herself out as equally stylish as the human rights lawyer, and that she, of course, should be noticed and looked upon with fashion icon awe. Puff pieces, they keep on coming, don't they? And it's no surprise as Harry's wife has to indirectly assert control in this fashion. Or perhaps I should say, in this fashion. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.